This is a HeadGum podcast.
Hello and welcome to The Complete Guide to Everything, a podcast about everything. I'm one of your hosts, Tom.
And I'm Tim.
Tim, how are you doing on this week?
Tom, I am pumped this week. However, there's some business we need to take care of.
Oh, yeah.
Every once in a while, hey, we have fun on this show.
Hey, we like to have fun.
We joke around a lot. But sometimes we take maybe the joking too far. We get some tweets, we get some emails, and Tom, something was said on the last episode about hunks.
Not about hunks.
No, the episode was about hunks.
Yeah, of course.
We got a lot of responses about it. I feel like I might have been unfairly drawn in to the criticism, but in our discussion of Ryan Gosling, the goose, as people know him, you made a serious accusation.
I didn't make an accusation. I screwed up.
What?
I said a gosling isn't a goose, it's a duck.
You said it with such authority, too.
Yeah, that's how you get anywhere in this world, Tim. You act like you've been there before. You act like you know a lot of shit about ducks.
Yeah, you got us in some real hot water over this duck situation.
Yeah, we got so many. Who knew there were so many goose enthusiasts out there?
Now, were you being sincere? Did you actually think a gosling was a duck or some kind of mallard, as you said?
Yes, being sincere, but also I don't know. Whatever.
That's my least favorite thing about you when you're the condescending guy who's also 100% wrong. You're like, yeah, you call Ryan Gosling the goose because goss sounds like goose.
Well, first
Gosling is a duck.
That is why you call him that, and nobody
Gosling
calls him that.
is a
Nobody
baby
calls him the
goose.
goose. You didn't know it was a baby goose. Somebody said that, and now you know it. I know it now too.
Oh my God, Tom. That's the other thing. Your attitude that just because I'm dumb, everybody else is dumb too. No, I know things. And then somebody was like,
why didn't you
why did
speak
Tim
up?
agree with him?
Yeah,
because I
there
don't
you go.
want to fight with you
Well,
for 15 minutes about whether or not a gosling is a goose or not.
well, then you're complicit, Tim.
Yeah, and I apologize for being complicit
that's why
to
you
Tom's
weren't dragged
stupidity.
into it. You were a part of it all along.
Tom, would you like to apologize?
No, I'm not going to apologize. I was wrong. I'll admit I was wrong, but I don't owe anybody an apology. Why do I owe him an apology?
Do you owe me an apology?
No, I don't owe you an apology.
For being condescending when I was in fact correct?
Tim, I'm trying to build up a backbone in you. I'm trying to get you to stand up for yourself once in a while.
You're a
If
bully,
anything,
Tom.
you owe me. Thank you.
People say that I'm ill-tempered on this show, but
Yeah.
this has just been 10 years of a man dealing with his bully.
No.
It's a sad state of affairs. Now on to dips. Tom, I'm very happy that we're doing an episode about dips.
This is your apology. This is your mea culpa.
What do you mean?
I was gonna say mise en scène, but I was like, it's not that. You get to do a topic you want to do that you like.
You like dip too?
Yeah, but you're the dip enthusiast.
Yeah, dip's my favorite food.
Yeah, if I said, oh yeah, we both like dip equally, you would rip my throat out.
Yeah, dip is pretty great, and I'm excited to do a show about it. Dip is known as God's mucus.
No,
God's saliva.
well, that doesn't make it sound very appetizing at all.
Well, if it comes out of God, it's going to be great, Tom.
I don't think you understand the concept of God.
What do you mean?
I've been meaning to bring this up for a while now.
What?
God isn't just...
He's the head guy.
Yeah. Well, you've previously called soup God's wettest food.
True.
God doesn't make all the food, Tim.
Who does?
Chefs, cooks.
And who makes the chef?
God. You're right. By proxy, they are God's creations. But it's not God's mucus, Dip.
Well, what is it? It's like viscous.
Not all of it. Some of it's chunky. But I guess
Sometimes the mucus can be chunky.
Yeah.
When God's sick, that's when salsa is made.
How would God get sick? Again, I don't think you understand the concept of God.
Sometimes, I don't know.
I think you think God is something else.
I think he gets run down. He's got a lot of stuff to worry about up there.
Nah, he clocked in 6 days and then
He's
he
getting up
clocked
there,
out.
man.
6 days, and he was like, "Oh, I worked extra. I worked an extra day. I'm clocking out."
He keeps watching you to make sure you don't do bad things.
Oh, well,
And he doesn't stop you from doing bad things. He just marks it down.
yeah. I mean, I've
you
told God frequently in my prayers, "You don't have to worry about me anymore, God. I got it."
Yeah, but he's like, nope, I still want to.
I still want to check in every once in a while. I'm like,
Yeah.
nah, you're busy. Move on to the other people. I'm gonna be good from here on out.
I can't believe that we haven't done an episode about dips.
Yeah, this came from Josh Lines on our Patreon.
Yeah, if you want to suggest something that we'll do.
And look, you can't do it willy-nilly. It's just once in a while we put up a call.
Yeah, be a patron. Yeah, but you can do it willy
I mean,
nilly.
yeah,
I don't
you can do
care.
it
But like,
willy-nilly.
we're clearly not very organized people, so we only take note when we solicit them.
Yes.
Tom,
Mm-hmm.
so is dip not your favorite food?
No, it's not my favorite food.
What
I mean,
is your
look,
favorite food?
I don't know if I have like a favorite. Like, in what category in your mind, are the categories of foods like solid foods, dips, and liquids?
What are you talking about? In my mind,
You're saying dips are your favorite types of food. What type of food is a dip?
I don't know, Tom. If you said like I really like burgers.
Mm-hmm.
Burgers are my favorite food. That's fine.
Yeah, but
I'm not going to be like,
but-
oh, do you separate
No,
things
because
into...
dips is such a broad category. There are all kinds of dips.
Yeah, it's my favorite category of food.
Well, I guess like it would be equivalent to saying like sandwiches are my favorite type of food. But,
Yeah, which is a legitimate thing to say.
Oh, yeah, but like two people could both say that sandwiches are their favorite types of food, and they could hate each other's ideas of sandwiches.
Sure.
I'm just saying it leads to problems.
It's a rich tapestry, this world, Tom. God created people with all different types of taste in food, music, art, culture.
And mucus.
Hmm?
Music and mucus.
Yeah.
Uh,
I don't like regular people's mucus, to be
Okay, well.
to be clear.
good.
I don't even like my own mucus if we're being serious.
We are being serious.
Can I be honest with
appreciate
you for a
that.
second, Tom? I
Yeah.
was kidding about the mucus thing. I love my own mucus.
What is the difference between a dip and a sauce?
Some people will refer to dip as dipping sauce.
Hmm.
But why don't we put a pin in that, Tom,
All right.
and talk about that
Yeah,
later?
I forgot. You're in charge this episode. You're driving the ship here
Tom,
through a sea of dip.
what would you... Okay. So, look. Dips...
You're doing the thing that I do when we do like a Marvel episode of like, all right, you're getting too excited. Just take a breath.
I know. We have a lot to get to today,
This
Tom.
is your MCU is dips, the dips universe,
I would say the DU is...
the Dipiverse.
Yeah, is far...
Tastier.
Yeah, it's definitely tastier, right? Tom, I've seen a lot of these Marvel movies.
Mm-hmm.
They're not good.
No, they're all very good.
I saw...
The fact that they don't win Best Picture every year. You saw
Yeah.
what?
No, I was going to say that I saw a Marvel movie at the barbershop the other day, but I didn't. I saw the end of Shazam.
Yeah, it's a DC
It's
movie.
a DC movie, so stricken from the record.
Great.
Tom, according to our mortal enemies over there at Wikipedia, dips are used to add flavor or texture to a food.
Yeah, no shit.
But Tom, I would eat most dips with a spoon.
Well, that's disgusting.
Why?
Because they're not meant, like, most dips you're not supposed to have that much. Are you one of those people that, like, when you're dipping, like, a chip or something in the dip, you're like, oh, let me, like, really get a lot. Let me get a heaping.
No. And Tom, I was being facetious earlier when I said I'd eat most of that because like the ratio
You're like,
is
no. I bring a spoon to parties.
I take a big slurp and then I walk over to the sink and I wash it off
yeah.
before I put it back in another dip. Sometimes I'll take a dip in chips and dip into the bathroom and just lock the door and go to town on those myself.
Yeah. Well, I've been to parties
can
with
see
you where people have like a tray and it's like, well, those are for Tim to bring to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And if we put that out, we can give him like the low quality stuff, which he'll take if it can be all his over
And I'll
everybody
sit in the
else's.
bathtub for 25, 30 minutes.
Yeah. And then all the nice stuff doesn't get ruined.
Yeah, and then I come back out and say my goodbyes and call a car.
What are your
When
feelings?
people say, you must be fun at parties. It's like, yeah, I am. I eat dip for a half hour, then I leave.
You eat dip and then you dip.
Yeah. When I dip, you dip, we dip.
What is what are your feelings on double dipping?
Against it.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
you have to be and look, I get it. Like, double dipping really technically isn't that bad because, like, your saliva is being covered by dip. As long as it's not too viscous of a dip, like, the saliva is coming back out with the
This is my problem with shared food altogether. It's messy.
Yeah.
You know, you take a bite of something, and then you dip it again, and then there's crumbs that get in there.
Right.
It's a mess. And I refuse to believe people are like, oh, nobody was concerned about double dipping before that Seinfeld episode. Like,
No, what?
Yeah.
No,
like-
I've never even heard that.
Well-
Anybody that says that,
You should watch the special features on the Seinfeld DVD.
they give themselves
They
so
make
much
a
credit
lot
for
of claims
shit.
on
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Seinfeld.
Look, you got a lot of money. Isn't that enough?
You know what I hate about Seinfeld, too? The comedians in cars getting coffee.
Yeah.
Nobody except Jerry Seinfeld cares about the car.
Right. Yeah.
There's
I mean,
always
people
that,
are always like, "Wow, cool car," but then when he goes into details, they're like, "Oh, I'm not a car person."
when the celebrity, when the comedian has to feign interest in the car, when Jerry's like, you like it? It's a '68 hatchback coupe
Yeah.
or something, and they're like, "Oh wow!" And he's like, "I got it for you because you're a high energy person, and the torque on this," and they're just like, "Yeah, cool. I don't want to do this anymore." You're not a nice man, Jerry Seinfeld.
Well, I don't think anybody's ever said that to him on the show. They edit it out.
Yeah. Tom, let's start easy here.
Okay.
You're right. It's all about the right ratio. Or maybe I said that. I'm right. Tom, I'm right.
Yes.
It's all about the ratio. But what are you dipping in the dip, right?
Oh, so you don't even want to talk about dips yet? You want to talk about the things you put in dips?
Yeah, let's start at the
We're going to
beginning.
run out of time, and you're not even going to be able to talk about dips.
Tom, the top 7 best things to dip.
Okay. In order?
In order. I'm counting down from 7.
Okay.
Number 7, celery.
Yeah. Here's my problem with celery. Kind of screws up the liquid ratio. You know, celery is a little wet. Celery is probably one of the wettest things you could put in dip that isn't water.
Yeah. You never want to dip water in dip.
No,
You just make a big
Not
mess.
even ice. But I don't look. Celery's great with dip, but like it's a little too wet.
Yeah, and too stringy.
Yeah. What if I don't mind the stringy? I like celery a lot, to be clear. But what if you purposely made a dip kind of dry for celery?
Yeah, here's the thing: celery isn't the most versatile of a dipping mechanism. What are we calling these? Thing that you dip, a food that you dip, right? Like it's very good in not very thick, kind of cream or dairy based dip,
Yeah.
right?
Something whipped.
Yeah, but it's not going to be good in a cheese dip or a salsa.
Yeah, yeah.
not gonna,
no.
It needs something that'll coat it.
It never even occurred to me to put celery in salsa.
Yeah.
And that's
Yeah.
wrong. That's why
Yeah.
it's never occurred to me. It's stupid.
Number 6, Tom,
Mm-hmm.
a mozzarella stick.
What?
It's good. You
A
dip it in things.
mozzarella stick?
Yeah,
As
it's number 6. It's not very high on the list, Tom.
are you just talking about dipping it in marinara sauce?
You could dip it in a lot of things.
Dude, you can't dip it in a lot of things. What other things have you actually dipped a mozzarella stick in?
Ranch.
And did somebody go, hey, No, it's those. That's not for that.
No, because I don't go to cop parties or wherever you're going that they're regulating when I can dip my
Well, you
mozzarella
also
sticks.
said you bring it into the bathroom so nobody can see.
Number 5, Tom, a carrot. It's like
Okay.
celery except less stringy.
Less stringy, less wet, stronger.
Yeah, that's true.
You begrudgingly agreed with that.
There's no number 4 because there's a tie for third place, Tom.
Okay.
Tortilla chip
Uh-huh.
and a pretzel.
That's tied for third?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll hold my thoughts until I hear the entire list.
Why? What's wrong? You don't think they're equivalent?
Yes.
Well, you're wrong. Number 2, standard potato chip.
All right.
And the number 1 thing to dip,
Mm-hmm.
a lightly salted, sturdy pita chip.
Okay. That's not
You
bad.
dip that in anything. It'll taste great.
Let me ask you this. I have one on my list that appears nowhere on your list.
Well, it can't be dipped. Sorry, my friend.
Yeah, Tim, it's the most the most dippable thing you could imagine. A cracker.
They break apart too
No,
easily.
not one of those kinds of crackers, like a strong cracker.
Like
nice,
a Triscuit?
Yeah, like a Triscuit.
I don't like a Triscuit.
What about I had an idea about crackers that popped into my head and then popped right back out.
Wow, Tom.
Shit. Yeah, crackers. They're great to dip in.
No, you
things.
can spread things on crackers. I wouldn't try
They
dipping them
they
that
are
much.
better for spreading. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
My contention with your list, Tim, is that potato chips and pretzels are not. I'll cut to the chase. Pretzels are my number 1 thing to dip.
Here's the thing. There's not a lot of surface area there. It can't hold a chunkier dip.
If you would let me finish talking, you idiot. Pretzel thins.
Pretzel. That's a fringe. That's an edge case.
It's not an edge case.
That is a weird fringy
It's
thing.
available. It's right there on the store shelf next to everything else.
Hey, guess what, Dick? Maybe they're not sturdy enough. They'll break off.
No, they are. Look,
You just called them pretzel thins.
Yeah, you're eating too thick a dip.
No, you're dipping too delicately.
No, I'm still.
You gotta go in there. You get a pretzel thin, and you're like, "Excuse me, sir. I have to move really slowly and very precisely. Otherwise, this is gonna break in half in the dip.
Like,
I don't have time for that.
I'm not like you, where I have to ask permission every time I use.
You have to
the
ask the
dip.
cops that are guarding the dips so you don't dip friggin' mozzarella sticks in there. Officer, I'm dipping the right way, right? Can I get a commendation from the commissioner, please? You're always asking for commendations from the
and
police
you know what? Half the
commissioner.
time I get them.
Yeah, I know. Your home is lined with them. But what do they mean? Nothing. When you have that many of them, you can just ask for them. I used to have a job, Tom, where I worked for like government stuff.
Yeah.
And I was for a brief period in charge of like the certificates.
Mm-hmm.
Like you get like a proclamation in honor of somebody. All you have to do is ask for them. You don't even have to write a letter. You just call up and be like, "Hey, can I get a proclamation? It's my birthday."
Did it cost anything?
Nah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Get some proclamations.
Yeah, we should.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I mean, what good does it do you, though? That's what
Nothing.
he's- Yeah. Yes, that's why they're for free.
Sometimes I'd be making proclamations for the same person like 7 or 8 times. It's like, what are you doing with these things?
You'll see. You'll all see.
Mm.
You know what? I'd rather hear that there's no like if they don't mean anything, then I don't want to hear like tax dollars are going to like verify. I would think like I would like it to be like, nah, you got to pay $5-10 a
Yeah.
nominal fee
Mm.
to discourage the cases you're talking about where people are getting 7 or 8 proclamations. That's too many
It's
proclamations.
too many proclamations.
Is there a limit on the kind of things you can proclaim?
I mean, it wouldn't be like, hey, this is pornography day in the city of whatever.
Right.
But
what if it
short of
actually
that.
was?
Yeah, if it was, unless it's actually pornography day.
Oh, okay.
Then they're happy to make it.
Could you proclaim it's like your day?
Yeah.
Oh man.
As long as you send
And
over
then
a
they have-
bio.
And then they have to put it on all the calendars from then on.
Yeah, they first of all they try to confiscate all the calendars for that year
right,
that are
they're
out
already
there.
in circulation.
Yeah. I think a big misconception about so and so day
Mhm.
is that that's every year. It's tied to the year. It's like
Oh, really?
yeah, it's like July 26th, 2019 is Tom Reynolds Day, but July 26th, 2020 could be a whole different guy's day.
Well, but
or a woman.
What if I've sent in asking for how many proclamations can I ask for at once?
It depends.
Yeah.
Usually, it depends on the municipality.
Right. Well, I want it to be like Tom Reynolds Day every day for the foreseeable future.
I think they could do that.
I mean, it doesn't cost me anything.
Yeah.
If I have to call up every day, I'll do it.
You make a phone call every morning when you wake up. It's like, it's my day again. Cool.
Write it up. I think all right.
George H.W. Bush died, and you're making it George. Nope,
No,
sorry.
taken,
Tom Reynolds,
buddy.
Yeah.
Taken by a live person, and they, I assume, they give preferential treatment to people who are alive.
I would hope so.
Yeah, I mean, the dead person's not even going to enjoy it.
I call up City Hall every morning and ask them to put the flags at half mast for me. Just in honor of me.
Just having a bad day.
Yeah.
I think our differences on dipping utensils, edible dipping utensils, what would we call this? Vessels for dip.
Yeah.
Well, then that sounds like a bowl.
What? No.
And which is also important. You need something with a wide mouth.
Yeah, Tom, obviously. Tom, what is this, amateur hour?
Well,
What is
I'm just saying
preschool
sometimes
dip class?
I'm just saying sometimes you get like, somebody
A 5-year-old who's making his first dip. Oh, put it in a bowl. Yeah, of course.
I'm just saying sometimes you go to a party and somebody's like, "Oh, the dip's ready." They put it out. It's in a goddamn vase practically.
Well, sometimes
How
that
am I
looks
gonna
nice.
How am I going to get to the bottom of this dip?
Well, maybe they're doing it to keep certain people out.
No, sometimes they're like, "It's a 78-layer dip."
No, a 7 or 8 layer dip.
No, 78 layer. All right, that's why it's in a vase. We needed a lot of room for all the layers.
Yeah. All right. Well, do you have other qualms with my list?
No, I was gonna say that I only like a potato. Nah, I guess I like potato. I like potato chips with sour cream and onion dip, and I like the real thin, where it's real dangerous to even be dipping them.
See, you're a fool. You need a sturdy dip.
No, that's what makes it adds a little spice, adds a little adventure.
I'm not.
It's like you
looking
gotta
for
be
adventure.
careful, or that shit's gonna break in half.
No, because then it's very hard to get the right amount.
See, but the
the
right
right
amount
proportion.
to me, I'm not a scooper. I like actually dipping. I
Look,
like staying true to the letter of the
That's fine. On what were you saying? You dip the
law. Sour cream and ranch, or
Yeah,
an
yeah.
onion.
yeah. If it's gonna coat the chip.
Yeah, that's what
but
I
are
like.
You don't scoop in a salsa.
You know what? A lot of times I don't.
Well, then
I
you
just
just
like getting my
you just
chip
get
wet. Yeah,
it
get
red.
it wet.
You get it a little red.
Yeah, a little red.
I
That's
just
all
like
I
my
want.
tortilla chips a little red.
Yeah. And I
Well-
throw all the tomatoes out.
That's the lengths you'll go to like not eat any kind of vegetable.
No, that's not true. I'll scoop in a salsa, but I don't scoop like crazy unless it's a good salsa.
Tom, before we get started here,
We've been started.
I want to name.
Episode's half over.
I want to give you 4 things that aren't actually dips, but you can dip things into.
Okay. So sauces.
Yeah, number 4, ranch dressing.
Okay.
Don't put that out and be. I mean, maybe with celery, but that's also why celery is always put out with ranch dressing. It's depressing.
But I think when you do it as a dip, you're gonna mix it with like sour cream
Tom,
instead
we'll
of
get to
milk
that.
or whatever.
I said ranch dressing. Number 3, fondue. The fondue's something, but it ain't a dip.
Oh,
Sally, get out of here.
Tim, fondue's the only dip that's a meal. If fondue's not a dip, then what the hell is it?
Just melted stuff that
That
like,
you dip things into.
I know you can dip things into a lot of things. That you can dip something into motor oil. That doesn't make motor oil a dip.
It does if you eat it. Tim, do you know that I take everything I said before back. My favorite type of food is fondue.
Yeah, you would say
Oh,
that.
I love
Yeah,
a good
because you're a child.
fondue.
Because it's just chocolate or cheese.
I've like rarely even had chocolate fondue. I've really only had cheese
I don't
fondue.
think I've ever had fondue. Tom.
What, Tim?
Yeah.
You're coming over. We're having fondue night.
All right, I'm in.
I insist.
Hey, make me a believer.
No, when I was a kid, that would be like my parents had like a fondue set from like the 70s when everybody was into fondue and key parties or whatever. And I would
That's what it was. Shag carpeting.
yeah. And like if it was like a special occasion like my
Drive
birthday.
your beige car over to our key party. Take your shoes off on the shag carpeting and have some fondue.
Like if it was my birthday or if there was a proclamation that it was, Tom Reynolds Day.
Yeah.
And I got to pick the meal, I'd be like, I want fondue. And my mom would be like, okay. And like have to go like fish the fondue kit out of like the attic or whatever.
Yeah, I always feel like fondue is going to be dusty because
I usually would wash it off. And it never seemed to me like it was that hard of a thing to make. I think it was probably just like, this is the worst. It's bread dipped in melted cheese.
Yeah.
Like, this is the least healthy thing. Like, we'd rather just have ice cream for dinner.
yeah. Then where you're like, okay, well,
Yeah,
let's do it.
Yeah, and then
Calling
guess
your
what?
bluff.
I'm gonna have ice cream for dinner and fondue for dessert.
Number 2.
That was the day that my proclamation day also happened to fall on backwards day.
Wow. Number 2, motor oil. You can.
What motor oil?
Yeah. You can dip food into it, but you wouldn't. And number 1, ketchup. Don't call ketchup a dip. You can dip a fry into dip, but ketchup is not a dip.
You know what? Ketchup is a dip.
It's a condiment.
It's a condiment that can double as a dip, but a very specific
I thought
dip.
we didn't double dip, Tom. Oh, well.
Ketchup, the original double dip. I think ketchup is a dip that, you can only dip a few different things in it. So in that way, it's not a true dip. I would say along those lines,
So you're agreeing with me?
au jus
Yeah.
is a dip, but like not really because you're only supposed to dip beef in it.
That I don't like that. Well, it's like some gravy-ish thing that's just meant to make a sandwich soggy.
Yeah, it's
Screw
like
you, au jus.
It's very viscous
Do you think we could?
gravy.
You think we can sell a "Screw You, au jus" shirt?
I don't know, Tim. I don't know what the market can bear.
I would wear that shirt.
I wouldn't wear that shirt. Au jus is great.
No, it's not.
Yeah, it's good. Talking about a dip you can eat with a spoon.
But why would
Au
you?
jus is more of like a soup.
No, it's not. You're thinking of French onion soup.
Yeah, that's another
Au jus
good dip.
is not very viscous.
Yeah, it's pretty viscous.
No, it's like
no, it's
broth.
like French onion soup.
Well, welcome back to Dip Week here on the Complete Guide to Everything.
Yeah,
I'm Tim.
Tom.
Tom, it's time for the main
Two
event.
of the biggest dips around.
Dipsman.
Dipshits.
Dipshits. I'm gonna go with the classic dips here. The top dips of all time.
Oh, you're gonna name them.
Yeah.
You said I'm gonna go with the like. What do you mean?
I'm gonna go off, man.
I'm not.
Tom, I'm going off on dips today.
I thought you thought I was like the waiter for a minute. I'm gonna go with the
We
classic.
should be
dip.
eating these dips. This is why we should have a YouTube show.
Yeah.
Be like the top dips, and we'll try them and rate them and
Be
stuff.
like, oh, delicious.
Yeah. Can we start a dip-related YouTube channel?
Yeah, I'm
we
sure
make
you
a
could.
different dip. You know, I
You
wanted to
can
have a restaurant years ago. I started writing a business plan for Odd Dip, a dip restaurant.
Yeah.
I have like 5 pages of a business plan. I was gonna pass it around before I realized it was a stupid idea.
Yeah, I mean, you're halfway into an episode about dips, and you haven't even talked about the dips. So I imagine this business plan is probably the complete opposite, where it's 5 pages about how good dips are.
Yeah, well, how much?
No idea how to make money.
What do you mean? You sell the dips? Jesus Christ, Tom.
You sell the dips for more than you buy them for.
Yeah, these things sell themselves. Not placing on the list of top dips.
Okay. I mean everything.
disqualified here, and it's a real goddamn shame because there was a point in time where this was a true contender, but now throw it in the trash. Papa John's garlic dip.
Oh, throw it in
Sorry.
the trash because of Papa John's indiscretions.
Yeah, Papa John looks like he swam in a swimming pool full of Papa John's garlic dip.
Yeah.
Do you think he bathed in it and that's why he looks like that? Or do you think that naturally came out of his pores and they just bottled it up, sent it to your house with bad pizza?
No, I mean, the thing about the garlic butter dip, that's another, I would say, specialty dip in that the only thing you really want to dip in there is pizza and pizza crust. Really just a pizza crust even.
Yeah. Or a breadstick.
Right. But like you wouldn't want to dip like a potato chip in there.
No.
But I would say the thing...
A dip doesn't need to have everything dipped in it.
Right, but I think it should be somewhat versatile.
Yeah.
Like
I
I'm sure
felt like
you're...
I said versatile 100 times. I was trying not to say versatile again. You have your versatile
I'm
quota.
still allowed
you
to.
still have a lot.
Yeah, and you just racked up another one.
God damn it.
Two, actually. Yeah, I'm sure all of your top dips, they aren't specific to, well, there's just one type of thing you dip in here.
Right. I don't know. Number 8.
But I was going to say the Papa John's butter garlic dip, delicious. However, I felt bad eating it not in a like, oh, this is so bad for me way, more in a like, this isn't food way. Like, this doesn't taste like butter, really. It tastes like butter, but it doesn't taste like it is butter.
It's in the uncanny butter valley.
Yeah, which
it's
is
in the
deep.
uncanny hidden valley.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
for ranch.
Yeah. Look, Tom, it's not going to be perfect. 8, nacho cheese dip.
Okay.
It's good. You can dip a lot of things into it.
Oh, this is now your list of dips.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yes.
That's pretty versatile.
Yeah, nacho cheese, you can put pretty much any of the things we named. You wouldn't really want to put celery or carrots in there because
I
it's
don't
a hot
know.
dip.
Nah.
Oh, if you've got no other option, sure.
What do you mean no other option?
If somebody's
The contrast, hot and cold. It's classic.
if somebody's eating all the tortilla chips, sure.
Yeah.
Then go nuts with a carrot or a celery.
That's true for any time there's carrots and celery around. Eat that if tortilla chips aren't available.
And if those aren't around, feel free to use your finger.
Yeah. Tom, you know what a
You got
real
any
sick
good
puppy would
finger
do?
dips in there?
Ew. Ugh. Tom, I don't want people licking their fingers around me. You know what a real sick puppy would do?
What?
I kind of want to try. Dip a mozzarella stick into some nacho cheese sauce.
Oh, I've done that.
Really?
Yeah, I forget where, but I did that once, and like it's as good as you would think.
Like, fine
No, it's like really good.
for one bite, and then you take another one, and you're like, I should just stop doing.
Yeah,
this,
I mean,
think.
it's not something you want to make a habit out of.
Yeah. Number 7, a spinach artichoke dip. Classic.
It's a good dip. Do you like it in a bread bowl?
I do like it in a bread bowl, but I could go either way on
Yeah.
it. I don't want to rip the side of the bowl off. I want the pieces cut up there.
Well, that's usually how. Like people usually don't bring like a encased bread loaf of
No,
bread.
but
that-
what I'm saying is once the chunks are gone,
right.
I'm not going to start breaking into the bowl.
Yeah.
That's too much.
Work.
Too much on my head. The structural integrity. The things
Yeah.
there,
Unless there's like not much. Ideally, there's not going to be much artichoke dip, and then it's like, yeah, go nuts ripping the bowl apart because it doesn't really matter at this point.
It's mayhem.
Yeah, it's a good
Yeah,
kind of.
take it into the bathtub and do whatever you want with it.
Everybody else is done with it.
Number 6, a taco dip, but not a 7-layer dip.
So then, what's the difference? What are you
Just
talking
no
about?
olives. Don't use olives and dips. Olives have no place in dips.
Yeah, you know what? Whenever I've had taco dip, like a good taco dip, it's really only been like a layer of cheese. Under that, some salsa. Under that,
Sour cream, baby.
some beans, and then under that, cream cheese.
Ooh,
And
cream
like
cheese will work too.
that's good. That's like what is that? 4 layers I named?
Yeah.
Yeah, 4 layers is fine. You don't need to get all
who are you trying
exotic.
to impress?
Oh, it's 7 layers.
There's so many layers here. I'm a person with
ready
a lot of
for all
layers.
seasons.
Shut up. Number 5.
Look, I put it in one of those see-through things so you can count all the layers.
Yeah.
I'm really showing off.
Get out of
Hey,
here.
how about you put it in an opaque bowl and we trust you for a change?
Number 6. Guacamole.
Guacamole, yeah. Guacamole is that's a great dip.
Yeah. Hey, that's all there is to say about it.
I would almost, I mean, I would almost say that it is bad luck to dip anything other than a tortilla chip in guacamole, though.
Why would you say it's bad luck?
Because, like, it's meant for tortilla chips. Tortilla chips are by far the most delicious thing to put in guacamole.
That's true, but here's the problem. Sometimes you run out of tortilla chips.
Do you run out of tortilla chips before guacamole?
Yeah.
Then that's
Well,
poor
that's-
quality guacamole.
No, if you've made a lot of guacamole.
No.
Tom, you have no idea how much guacamole I make.
When I make guacamole, I'm using only the finest ingredients that are difficult to source.
Like?
Avocados.
Okay. From where?
The avocado capital of the world,
Where's that?
Mexico.
What else?
Some lemon juice.
Lemon juice?
Lemon juice.
You don't use lime juice?
Lemon juice, just a little bit.
I don't think that's right.
Some salt.
Uh-huh.
A cup of salt.
Cup of salt.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some garlic.
Okay, garlic.
Smash it up.
Garlic.
A little tomato, but don't go crazy.
Don't go nuts with tomato, guys. It's fine.
And some onion.
All right. Put any spices in there? Put any jalapenos in there?
Maybe some jalapenos on top. Let people choose.
Put any cumin?
I don't put cumin in there
Why not?
because I don't like it.
All right. Number 4, tzatziki.
2?
It's dill based.
Dill base, like pickles?
No, I mean it's got dill in it. I guess.
Yeah, pickles are dill based. Dill based pickles.
It's like a yogurt with dill.
Huh.
It's
And what do
very
you
good.
eat those with?
Whatever you want. You dip anything in there.
Even
It's
my
Greek.
fingers?
If you're alone,
It's Greek?
yeah.
I don't know if I've had. Oh, I've had tzatziki. I don't really care for it.
Why not? Not a dill man?
I like my dill relegated to pickles.
Well, that's a myopic view of dill you got there, Tom.
You know what? I like to dip pickles in more dips.
Too wet. What are you, nuts?
Give me a nice dry dip, and almost like a powdery dip.
You want to dip pickles in powder like a fun dip situation?
Yeah, not a
that
sugary
doesn't sound
thing.
great. That doesn't sound half bad. What
Like
would
a
it be though?
cheesy kind of powder. Like maybe you take the powder from Kraft mac and cheese.
No, you ever accidentally eat?
Yeah, you could die
You don't
eating
mix
that.
it in to the Easy Mac well enough, and you get like
Yeah.
a clump of that.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, let me taste that. Ugh, no, it tastes horrible.
Yeah.
Too dry.
Number 3, a nice medium salsa,
Okay.
slightly chunky.
I've been a big fan of lately pineapple salsa.
Yeah, that's true. That's good.
That's true. You have been.
You have it. Yeah, I like pineapple salsa. Look,
Yeah.
it's not an everyday salsa.
Well, I don't have salsa every day.
It's a special occasion salsa.
Yeah.
I have salsa almost every day.
It's nice. It adds a little sweetness to the salsa.
That I attribute that to the pineapple.
Yeah.
Yeah. Number 2,
I put some sugar in there too. A cup of sugar.
there's sugar. There's a lot more sugar in dips than you'd actually think, Tom.
I assume there's a lot of sugar in dips.
Number 2, a chili con queso.
If you say so.
And the number 1 dip of all time. It's a classic dip. The French onion dip.
That's a good dip.
You get some sour cream. You get that packet full of French onion spices.
Yeah.
French onion soup mix or something.
Yeah, that's usually what it is.
Your mom makes you mix it all together before parties when you're a kid because that's the only thing that you're capable of doing.
Oh, I wasn't even allowed to do that. Sometimes I would have to de-shell the shrimp.
Oh, really? I wouldn't trust a kid to do that.
No, I mean it would have to be done again a second time.
Did you ever have to take the poop vein out?
Our
Our friend AJ always had to do that. He had to when he was a kid. They'd prepare shrimp, and he was the one that had to.
No,
take
I was
the-
not trusted with that.
Yeah, I
with
think
that
you need a
duty.
knife for that too.
Yeah, you can just suck it out.
As soon as I found out about that, I stopped eating shrimp.
It's fine. A little poop is fine. You're eating it every day anyway.
Eating poop every day?
Yeah,
How so?
every time you're on the toilet, man.
You're eating it?
Yeah, you're breathing in
How do
through
you
your
think
mouth.
toilets work?
You're breathing in through your mouth. You're sucking in poop.
Tom, have you ever used a bidet?
I think once in Japan. I have a bidet.
Do you use it?
It's not hooked up
Why not?
because it's like a whole to-do to hook it up. And I don't know if I want to be like a bidet guy.
Yeah, but people swear by them.
I mean, it makes a lot of sense.
I want to go somewhere where I can casually try out a bidet.
If I installed the bidet in my toilet, would you use it?
Here? I
Yeah,
don't use your toilet here.
you do.
Yeah, well, only in extreme emergencies.
Um,
I'm afraid that I would get sick from your bidet.
no, because the water comes from the wall, not from the toilet.
Yeah, of course.
It's a common
Tom.
misconception.
No. Again, just because you're dumb, everybody else isn't dumb.
It's fine. You can drink out of it.
One time, well, I don't want to tell that story actually, but I want to know where I can go. A low risk bidet.
Probably like a nice French restaurant.
Yeah, I'm not gonna go to one of those.
You get some frog's legs and check out the bidet.
Yeah,
You call up the city's various French restaurants and ask them if they have a bidet.
y'all got a bidet in there?
Then here's another tip: ask them if they have Prince Albert in a can.
Why?
And because they might.
Mm-hmm.
And
Well,
they-
what is Prince Albert again?
It's a French cuisine.
It's a French cuisine.
Yep.
Like, that was how did that crank call make it to our generation who had no idea what Prince Albert in a can is?
I think it's a type of tuna.
Okay,
Prince
but like
Albert
not in
tuna.
our lifetime
No,
or in our
maybe.
area of the world.
Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't call it by that. And
What is
also,
it? You better let him out.
yeah, you better let him out because he's presumably it's a man in a can.
It was a Tom again. That's why we're gonna get letters. It's an American
What, it was a
brand
goose?
of
It was
pipe
canned goose.
of pipe tobacco.
Oh, okay. Why would you call a restaurant asking if they have? pipe
You were the one who said to call a restaurant. I think you could call any
a cigar store?
any person. Like back when people smoked pipes.
Yeah, like before you went to a friend's house, you'd be like, "Do you have before I come over? You have Prince Albert in a can?"
You could just call anybody in the phone book.
Why did people think that somebody would call them to ask if their refrigerator was running?
And you better go catch it. Yeah, I don't know.
Like, if your refrigerator wasn't running, you
Back
wouldn't
in the
sit
day-
around waiting for a freaking phone call about it.
I don't know. Back in
You
the
call
day,
up your local Sears representative.
maybe when you got a call on your landline
the whole
back in the day,
family got around.
everybody got around. Was like, this is official business. So if somebody's like, "Is your refrigerator running?" The first thing that's going through your mind is like, "Well, this is probably an important person, probably from the
Yeah.
utility company or something."
Right.
I think my refrigerator's running, but holy shit, I don't like keep tabs on it. Let me go
I mean,
check.
you keep somewhat tabs.
What?
But the people back then didn't eat as much as we do now.
I mean, what do you mean?
They
you
weren't
keep
in
tabs?
and out of the kitchen all day.
If your super knocked on your door right now,
Yeah.
Tom, and was like, "Hey man, is your refrigerator running?" Wouldn't you go
No, because
and
I'd
check?
know. Be like, nice try, asshole.
Punch him in the face.
Slam the door in his face. My freaking super recently, you know about this. I haven't talked about it on the podcast. My refrigerator was not running
Mm-hmm.
well. So I called them up, and they're like, all right, we'll bring you. Actually, they made me go through a whole freaking rigmarole about, like, oh, we'll try this and we'll try that. I'm like, look, I've tried all the things. The refrigerator is not working well. So I had to go through that, and it took a whole bunch of back and forth, and finally they're like, all right, we'll bring you a new refrigerator. They brought me a new refrigerator. The door's on the wrong goddamn side.
The hinge,
hinge.
opens.
It opens, like, against the wall. It's real inconvenient.
You can switch that
I know,
fairly easily.
It's gonna.
Well, you don't
take
like
a
doing
while.
things.
No, not things like that. Not things like.
I'm with you. I don't like. I'm not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a handyman. I'll do the things, but
Well, and like
yeah,
I
look
kind
up a
of,
tutorial on YouTube
Yeah.
real quick.
and I kind of regret when the guy told me that to not have said like,
Well, if you're anything like me, you're like, well, I just want this guy out of my apartment.
oh, 100%.
Like,
But, like-
I could be like, oh, I'd rather it open, and he would probably sigh and be like, all right, let me go get my tools, and then he'd be here for another half hour.
Yeah. Well, so he came up like while he took my refrigerator. This is like the third day. He finally is like, all right, yeah, I'll replace it. He takes my refrigerator. He disappears for a while. He comes back and he's like, yeah, there were a bunch of time things that were a freaking mess. So finally we get it coordinated. He takes the refrigerator. He comes back like 20 minutes later and knocks on the door. He's got no refrigerator with him. He's like, here's the thing. I got a refrigerator, but the door's on the other side. And what I should have said was, okay, well, go ahead and put it on the right side.
Yeah.
Uh,
It can be done.
Right. But like at that point, it was just like, well, I'm screwed. I got no refrigerator. So I'm like, all right. But then after that, I feel like he was like kind of waiting around for a tip.
Forgive for bringing the wrong shit.
Yeah. And I was like, what the fuck? Like, and you were here the day before or 2 days before at that point, you know, resetting things and telling me like, oh, we'll see if this works. Well, I'm like, it's not going to work. I've done that. You saw what side it opened on. And it's not like he brought it up and was like, oh, shit, it's on the wrong side. He came up separate. He could have gone and swapped it out.
One day, I'm going to have a real nice refrigerator, Tom.
Ah, me too. I can't wait. This refrigerator works. I'll give it that. It works a lot better, but it also rattles sometimes. And I can't make hide or hair of why it rattles sometimes. But at least it keeps shit cold.
They gave you a clunker, man.
They gave me, and the guy even told me, he's like, yeah, they're too cheap, so like they won't give you a new one. And I'm like, well, why are you telling me this? Like, as far as I'm concerned, you're them.
You're one of them.
Yeah, like you're more one of them than I am.
Yeah.
Why are you,
you can't
commiserating with
yeah.
me?
Bullshit.
You're them. God, I pay a fucking fortune. Like I've paid for that refrigerator.
How much do you pay in rent a month?
I'm not gonna say that, but I paid for that refrigerator probably. I can't tell you how many times over for the cheapest, shittiest
You also
refrigerator you can buy.
Paid for like the rest of the apartment.
Oh yeah,
It
but I'm
wasn't
saying
like, oh, thousands of dollars a month just for a refrigerator.
no, that is what I paid just for the refrigerator.
Oh, wow.
It's a rent-to-own refrigerator.
Oh, but,
I'm
my
5 years
mistake.
away from owning that refrigerator. Now it's a refurbished model.
I want one of those fucking unnecessary pieces of shit where like
a Sub-Zero, one of those.
yeah,
guys?
and where it
Yeah.
looks like the doors like close, it looks black, but then you touch it and it turns out it's transparent glass,
yeah, and
and
you can see inside. You don't even
But-
have to open it. You wouldn't even care if the hinge was on the wrong side.
Yeah, but then like, oh, but you don't want everybody seeing your refrigerator, so it turns black again at some point.
Yeah.
I want that kind of stuff. I want do you want you can get cubed ice. I mean, an ice dispenser in general would be,
Amazing.
let alone a water dispenser. But there's some that's like, oh, press this button for cube, press this button for crushed.
I didn't
Press this
even-
button for like the circle things.
I knew that some could do crush, but I didn't
Yeah.
know that they could do the circle things.
Yeah, Tom.
Wow.
There's some.
We should go in together on a refrigerator.
Yeah, what do you think? Every other day?
What, that we get to use it?
Yeah,
No, I mean, it would make more sense to split it down the middle.
that makes sense.
Yeah, it's just where would we keep it? 1 week at my place, 1 week at yours. And we'll just bring it back and forth.
Yeah. All right. You got any more dip stuff you want to talk about?
I was going to say, Tim, yeah, I got a little more dip stuff to talk about. You missed some of my favorite dips.
Tom, if I know you,
Mm-hmm.
can I make two
Dip guesses?
Yeah.
I mean, you can if you're going to take all data.
Predictions.
Right.
I was trying to think of a good pun, Dom. Number one, I know I left off buffalo something, and I know that these are going to be elaborate, again, fringe dips that, yeah, they're all a lot of fun. Look, there's a lot of ridiculous, flashy dips out there. I like to personally stick with the classics. Once in a while, you go nuts and you have one of these dips. But some of these things that you're naming as your favorite dip, I'm sure it's gonna be like, all right.
Well, what was the other
Try
one?
to eat more than one friggin' chip full of that. You'll get sick.
What was the other prediction?
That there's gonna be a buffalo.
Oh,
flavor or
so you only have one prediction.
Two.
And what's the other prediction?
That there's
That's why I just fucking asked you.
One is buffalo. Two is that they're going to be mostly flashy gimmick dips.
Yeah. All right, Tim.
You're a man. You fall for gimmicks.
Okay, so a fringe, flashy gimmick dip, such as hummus.
Yeah, I was going to say hummus before. I just don't like hummus.
You don't like hummus?
I'm sick of hummus. I'm hummused out.
Hummus is good still.
Yeah, it's fine. It's
very
good.
good.
It's great.
That's the best dip to have with celery and carrots.
Yeah.
Uh,
And sometimes even the number one dip vessel.
Pita chips, yeah,
Yeah.
of course. I don't like a plain hummus. I like a garlic hummus, maybe a red roasted pepper hummus.
I think this is why I'm out on hummus these days. It seems like roasted red pepper hummus
Yeah.
has become the default hummus.
Yeah.
And I don't like roasted red peppers.
Oh, I kind of do.
And so,
I don't like a lot of them, but I like the amount in a hummus.
Yeah, just go back to traditional.
Here's a dip that is you're gonna get so mad you're gonna say it's not a dip. Peanut butter.
You're just a fucking asshole, Todd.
You can dip things in peanut butter.
You can dip things in anything.
You can't dip things in dried cement. Wet cement, yes.
I knew you were gonna say cement.
Another dip that you missed that you know what? I saw it the other day and I was like, man, I haven't had this in, I can't tell you how long. Decades maybe. But what a good dip. Beer cheese.
Yeah, that's good.
It's also a good dip. I feel like that's fallen out of fashion.
Yeah, well, you need a good sturdy pretzel stick.
Yeah. Well, they got those at the supermarket too, where you can buy the beer cheese.
Can you buy beer cheese at the supermarket?
Yeah.
All right.
I don't think you get loaded off of it, but
I'm not trying to get loaded. I was just asking if it's available. You said it's fallen out of favor.
What was the cheese that the Looney Tunes mice would get drunk on? Was that rum cheese?
I don't know.
Remember,
I think I was shielded from
he
those.
turned his tail into a corkscrew and pulled out the cheese.
Yeah, I
and
didn't
ate
see
it.
the racist ones or the drunk cheese ones.
Nah, there was a good drunk cheese one. I have two more lists, quick lists.
Okay.
These are aspirational dips I'd like to try that I found out about.
Okay.
Well, one I found out about, it sounded more exciting than it is, but it still sounds pretty good. Cowboy dip. It's not made out of cowboys.
It's made out of cows.
It's basically just like a ranch dip, but they put in Worcestershire and horseradish.
So
So it's a little bit of a
So
spicier
It's got
ranch.
a kick. It's
Yeah.
a ranch with a kick.
It's got a kick like a bull kicks a cowboy in the head.
Yeah.
Caramelized onion dip.
All right. I like French. Well, isn't French onion caramelized? Onion?
Nah, because
It's
this
like
has
French
like
onion soup then.
actual caramelized
Yeah.
onions.
Well, I prefer my dips out of a pack. A packet.
I think you can make the packet version, but then also
Ooh.
garnish it with some of
Yeah,
these.
that's nice.
Um,
I don't like dips with too much garnish on top. I like everything distributed throughout the dip. Like, I don't like when there's a hummus and it's got
Yeah.
like.
I like to mix
kinda-
it all
yeah,
up,
Yeah,
yeah.
you gotta mix it all up.
Yeah, come on.
Otherwise, it's the people's dip, right?
yeah.
Every person who dips into that should have an equal chance of getting the perfect dip.
And then this one I'd never heard about before. ABC dip.
Gum
It's
that's
not-
already been chewed.
It does not stand for already been chewed dip. Almond bacon cheddar dip. In a serving bowl, combine almonds, mayonnaise, cream cheese, bacon, cheddar, and green onions. Like to try that.
Yeah. Tom,
Mm-hmm.
green onions is a top 5 underrated food.
One of the most underrated onions, for sure.
I would say the top underrated onion.
Yeah, you know what? You're right. Now that I think about it.
What about yellow?
I was going to say pearl onions are actually also very underrated.
Yeah. I mean, that's well documented, our agreement on pearl onions.
Yeah. So one of the two, depending on the day, it could switch. But green onions, yeah, so underrated. Such a good garnish, such a good ingredient.
It adds some nice crunch to things,
Adds
like
some
a
nice
dip,
color.
a dip to a crunch to an ABC dip.
Yeah.
Almonds, what do you like? Mash them up, or are they
I
whole
don't think
almonds?
so. I think they're whole almonds. I think the base of this thing's mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise with almonds in it just seems counterproductive to me.
Yeah.
That's not what you want. It's not how you want to be eating almonds.
I'm going to put up a recipe. It's just called Ma Dip. It's mayonnaise and almonds. Put them in a bowl. It's good to eat. You don't even need chips. Just use your fingers.
Bring them out, Ma.
And then I also saw a list of dessert dips.
Yeah, look, great. All right, congratulations, dessert dips. You did it. You cracked the code.
Really only one stuck out to me as like, that's a nice dip. Chocolate churro dip.
Just chocolate sauce that you dip a churro into?
Yeah. That's
yeah, it's
nice.
just chocolate. It's the same thing as fondue. Tom.
And actually, I take it back because there was a cherry cheesecake dip that also looked pretty good. It's basically just like uncooked cheesecake.
Yeah. And I'm sure it's very good, but
Yeah.
come on.
A lot of the dips were just kind of like, so there's s'mores dip, brownie batter dip, cookie dough dip. And these were just kind of those things, but made a lighter and mixed together so that you could dip.
Yeah, it's the same thing as those flavor ice creams, right? It's
Yeah.
like, it's fine.
They're great. Hey,
Fine.
look, if you got
But
a
I'm gonna
party,
go
I'll eat
back to fucking chocolate and vanilla and strawberry. The Neapolitan.
it. No, I'm going to go for one of these. Tim, nothing I love more than a novelty ice cream.
Yeah, me too. 'Cause
Uh,
if I ate ice cream every day, I wouldn't be eating Chubby Hubby and fish food every day. I'd be like, all right, well, if I have to eat food every day, I'm going to go with vanilla ice cream. If I had to eat ice cream every day, most days it's going to be vanilla.
wait, why?
Because you can't have these ornate, ridiculous things every day of your life.
You would try different ice creams every day? If you had to eat ice cream every day, you would just go for the plainest ice cream?
Most of the time, yeah.
Why? Why wouldn't you try all the different things
Because
that
you
are
get
out there?
sick of all this overloaded.
And you wouldn't get sick of
How-
vanilla?
How different? Because you have to eat it. This is why I don't eat ice cream every day.
Well, I do eat ice cream every day, and I have different flavors every day. So it keeps my life exciting.
You do have a pretty exciting life.
Yeah, thank you. Do you have anything else to add about dips?
No, I'm very angry at you now. Not about dips, about ice cream.
Oh, so now I have said something controversial to you.
Yeah.
Well, I'd cram it. I don't care.
Cram it with almonds and mayonnaise.
Do you want to solve a problem?
Yeah. Hello and welcome to Tim and Tom Solve Your Problems with Tim.
I'm Tom.
And we're going to solve a problem. If you have a problem you'd like us to solve, email us at thecompleteguidetoeverything@gmail.com. Tom!
Yep.
This comes from a guy, and he doesn't say to change his name. Should we change his name?
Let me look at the email.
This is good content.
I guess not.
Because he names the person.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's call him
Sandy.
Sandy. Guy named Sandy wrote in, and I'm not talking about Carol Seaver's boyfriend who died in a drunk driving accident.
Played by Matthew Perry.
A pre-Friends Matthew Perry, Tom.
Yeah, well, all Matthew Perry was pre-Friends.
Not the whole 9 yards.
That's true.
Not the whole 10 yards. Not The Odd Couple.
Yeah.
Not Go On.
That was post, yeah. No, I don't. I was gonna say all Matt Perry growing
Matt Perry did.
growing pains appearances were pre-Friends.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he
The
only
TV
made
show
that
Friends. I assume he
tragically.
had friends.
Tragically, he only made that one appearance. I would think you would be safer using this guy's real name and changing the names of the people. He's
Yeah, well,
talking
it's
about.
not going to happen. He writes, I have a coworker named Sam who changed his Instagram story settings so that I can't see them anymore. He
Okay.
did so after telling me once that, quote, I really only use the stories feature for posting inside jokes for Rachel
From Friends.
from Friends. Rachel from Friends is another coworker whom he has the hots for. It's really off-putting. For one thing, Rachel is married. She was in that movie, Rachel Getting Married.
Yes, Rachel getting married.
Secondly, though, if you only post inside jokes, you can send those directly to the person, right?
No,
Why-
not if their husband will get mad.
Why make inside jokes public if you don't want others to see them? Seems to me he's not making them public. He's. Do I confront him on this behavior? Like, I know you blocked me. What's up with that? Or do I just let it go and let this knucklehead continue to be a knucklehead? Thanks in advance, Sandy, the guy who died on growing pains.
Wow.
And
then in the footer, it says sent from heaven.
wow. I wonder what God's like.
I wonder what his dips are like. Does he just blow a snot rocket into a bowl?
Oh, I bet that's great. I bet that's hey guys, welcome to my party. Me, God, the sandals. Yeah,
With the sandals.
I guess Jesus is the one with the sandals.
Nah, God's often depicted with sandals too.
Yeah, why is that?
I think
Because he's just a chill dude.
probably when they started depicting God, they were like, "Yeah, we'll make him cool. We'll give him these new sandals we just invented."
Yeah, it'd be a bummer. He'd be a bummer God if he even. Oh, you're my loafers.
No.
God was always in penny loafers. He'd be like, "What the? This sucks. This God sucks."
No, I think if anything, it's like when he probably first got depicted with sandals, they had just invented sandals, and we should have kept it up. He should always be wearing the newest shoes in any depiction. I want to see him wearing Yeezys and
Yeah.
Air Force Ones.
Tom.
Mhm.
Sandy's problem. All right, so Sam, the coworker,
Yeah.
has the hots for Rachel,
Mm-hmm.
who is married,
Right.
as depicted in the film Rachel Getting Married.
Mhm.
What is it? Just Sandy is being blocked, or is it? Is it the close friends feature? Do you think?
That's what I'm thinking it is, because I don't think you can block. Because that would be going through a lot of trouble to because you wouldn't be blocking. You would have to unfriend people. So you would
Right.
have to unfriend everybody but her. I think he's probably using the post to close friends feature.
Tom, have you seen this? Like you're just zooming through your Instagram stories,
Zooming through.
and you see that this is a post for close friends, and you're
Yeah.
like, that person designated me as a close friend.
No, I was going to say that I've only seen the close friend thing pop up one time for me.
Oh, ooh.
Yeah, I guess I don't have a lot of close friends.
Yeah, I have
I-
more close friends than I thought.
Well, I'm not friends with a lot of people posting nudes.
Is that what that's for? They
Uh,
still probably don't let you post nudes. Do they let you post nudes on
on
Instagram?
Instagram, I don't think so.
right? That seems
Yeah, maybe
it's for children.
erotic.
I also don't like all these adults using Instagram. Like it's a thing that we should all be using. It's always when there's people like us in our mid to late 30s.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, checking out the new Ariana Grande record. This thing is fire. It's like, you're not supposed to listen to, you're 37 years old. Stop listening to Ariana Grande. It's
Or
not
the-
for you.
Or at the very least, keep it to yourself.
Yeah.
That's fine. Like what you
This
like.
is straight fire. No, you don't really like it. You don't understand it.
Well, I think what you're talking about is somebody kind of posturing to be like, look, I'm still with it.
No.
Yeah, I think that's what you're complaining about.
That's not what I'm complaining about.
Oh.
I'm telling you, it's not what I'm
No, but
complaining
I'm
about.
saying, why would you post about it unless you're trying to like show off? Like, look, I'm still with it.
No, because I don't know. Because not everybody.
When are you
like
claiming
you.
that they're doing? 'Cause
Just stop
you're saying they
listening.
don't
Stop
even-
using. Stop doing kid stuff when you're an adult.
So you're saying they're not posting it to claim that they're still with it, but they also don't like listening to it.
I'm not saying they don't like listening to it.
That's what you just said.
No, I just think they shouldn't be listening to it.
I think it's fun. You can listen to whatever
For
you listen
children.
to. I think if you're posting about it and you're of a certain age, then that's like, yeah, kind of lame.
Yeah.
It's
It's very telling. The way that you think people operate is very telling about the way that you operate, Tom.
Well, what are you saying that they? No, but the criticism you have is way more telling about you, because you're saying like you shouldn't like that thing. People can like whatever they like. They don't have to wear a horsehair shirt like you do.
Horsehair shirt.
Yeah, like, oh, I don't like the right things. I need to be punished.
What are you talking about?
That's what the monks would wear.
No, I know
You
that.
claim to be a man of God.
All right, let's get back to it.
You're saying if somebody likes something that isn't age appropriate, that they should feel bad about it.
I don't think
not
they should
like
feel
it.
bad about it. I think they should just not like it. I'm not asking them to feel bad about it.
And if they like something they're not supposed to like, should they go to church and talk to the priest about it?
No.
Just don't like it. Just tell yourself, I don't like this anymore.
But you don't have to stop liking it. You're missing my point entirely, Tom.
Yeah, because I don't know what your point is.
Yeah, well, luckily, millions of people are listening to this and they get it.
I'm saying it sounds like you're criticizing people that are like, look, I'm still cool. I like Ariana Grande, and that I think is lame. Unless you're like a huge fan, then great. But
I just think
otherwise,
nobody-
it's like I don't need to hear about
I don't
Ariana
think anybody
Grande.
in
I
their
know
late
about her.
30s should be even like, let me listen to this Ariana Grande record.
Why not?
Because it's for kids.
It's not for kids.
It's for kids.
She has some songs about sex. I assume. I don't even know.
Anyway, Tom,
Mhm.
look, she's great. We all love Ariana Grande.
Friend of the
She's
show.
She's the best artist that's ever graced our airwaves.
Yeah, but I don't know that many people that use the close friends thing.
Or so you think.
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah,
Kind of the point
And
of the
now
close friends
now
thing.
I want to know.
There's not a public list of who they've designated as close friends.
Well, and I've never used it myself because I think like, well, who do I want to designate? That's too much pressure on me.
It just seems like too much work.
I think you only have to make the list once, and then you get the two different buttons.
Yeah, no, but yeah, I know that, Tom. But I think going in and making that list is
It's not a lot of work, but I think it's a lot of pressure. Because, like, I don't want to pick people that...
spending more than 3 minutes on anything on Instagram.
Yeah.
Is
I think it would take me
too
less
much
than
work.
3 minutes. I've looked at it. I've considered it. But then I've been like,
But how many people follow you?
lots of people.
So you have to go through that whole list.
No, but it, like, sorts it by, like, oh, these are people that you follow.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, actually, I think it only shows people you follow.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't follow that many people.
Wait, no, so those are the only people you can designate as close friends, so I can't.
Yeah, you can't put The Rock in there or whatever and be like, no, The Rock can watch my stories if you want.
Why not? It's the same thing. He'll just ignore them like he ignores my other stories. I don't post that. I'm fairly ignorant of the Instagram ecosystem.
Yeah, because you think it's just for children.
Yeah, because it kind of is.
No, it's for everybody.
It's for children and single people, I guess.
You just don't understand it.
I mean, what's to understand?
You just said you don't understand it.
I
you
don't
understand the
appeal.
ecosystem.
Yeah, okay. But then you said it in a mean tone.
I was just repeating you.
Yeah, but you repeated me like, all right.
Anyway,
what is
this
Sandy
guy-
going to do about Sam and Rachel?
So this guy Sam it sounds like he's got a close friends of one.
Yeah.
And that's and Rachel seeing it. I mean, honestly, to this guy, what do we say, Sandy?
Mm-hmm.
Mind your own business. Don't
Who
worry
gives
about
a
it.
shit? You don't see somebody's Instagram post? Great.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. And also, like, you know what ultimately is going to happen? This woman's husband's going to knock this guy's teeth out one day.
Yeah, you're staying
Steer
as
clear.
ignorant of this of the goings on between Sam and Rachel. It's for the best.
Yeah. I mean, you can maybe give him a one-time speech about, like, hey.
Nope, no speeches.
I'm saying if you could one time say, hey, what you're doing, like, that's not a cool thing to do. And
No,
not,
it's only going to piss Sam
and
off. Who
listen,
cares?
well, Sam said he's got the hot, so it sounds like Sam's somewhat open with his attraction. I would say, look, that's not a good thing to do. And also, like, it's not going to end up well. There's no way that this woman's going to, like, leave her husband for some guy that's, you know, diddling around with his Instagram features
I don't
this
know.
much.
Probably happens all the time.
Yeah, maybe. Like, oh, well.
People
you know what?
leave their spouses for
For a funny
goofballs all the time.
for a funny joke they saw on Instagram.
I mean, it's not. I don't think anybody's claiming that Sam's like one Instagram is going to be like, oh, and that meme was what made me fall in love with him. But
Yeah.
like,
But over time, the memes can do it.
exactly, memes can break a lady down.
Yeah, but ultimately, I would say, you know what? You're lucking out if you're not seeing these
Stop
things.
giving a shit about your coworkers' personal lives. Jesus Christ, right?
Yeah, you don't have to confront them. Consider yourself lucky.
Yeah. Sit back and enjoy the show. Hopefully, her husband will come to the office and start some shit
man.
with Sam.
I don't think that I know of. I can't talk about it, but I know of one time that happened.
Yeah,
somewhere.
no, Jim and Pam. We
No,
know.
not. But it was just like that. Anyway,
Really?
yeah, you, I think, kind of know about it too. But anyway, it's not for the airwaves. Had
It's
nothing
about
to do with
celebrities
us.
that everybody knows about?
No.
Then just say the names. Nobody knows
No,
these people.
because some people might know these people.
Yeah, and then they'll be in on it.
Anyway, if you like the show, you can check out our website, tcgt.com. You can follow us on Facebook, facebook.com/complete guide. Follow us on Twitter at complete guide. You can follow me on Twitter and Instagram. Hey, if you want to get some of these close friend stories, I'm at Tom Reynolds.
Follow me on Twitter and Instagram, which I don't really post on either, at your pal Tim.
I post, and I'll add it to my close
Yeah,
friends.
Tom, we all need another picture of your dog on the same couch
Yeah, people like it.
every day.
Not
Why don't you
every
just,
day.
instead of posting them as stories, why don't you just post it once or twice as a photo that will always be there?
I do that too. Reddit.com/r/tcgte for our subreddit.
Yeah, every week there's a discussion post
Yeah.
in Reddit.
You really are so hip with all the tech lingo.
What?
Every week there's a discussion post.
Yeah, I like it. I go to that and I go and see what people are saying about it. I would like people to know that there's a post there
Uh-huh.
every week where if one of us says something real stupid about geese, you can go in and clown on Tom in there. Or discuss things, or
It'll never happen again. Or look at memes to send your workplace crush, even if she's married.
yeah. Tom, not everybody is doing everything so they look cool. I wasn't
I
saying
know,
that
and
so I looked like
I know, and I
I
noticed.
knew about technology. I was directing people to Reddit.
Yeah.
If you're listening this far into the show,
Mhm.
you probably have some opinions about some of the dumb shit you said.
It's good you're not doing things just to look cool because you're not doing so
Oh,
hot.
Tom, you're looking really cool right now.
Thank you.
Can I post a photo of the room we're sitting in right now?
No.
How cool will that make you look?
You can also support the show by checking out tcgt.com/Amazon for your Amazon shopping and TCG
Does that have anything to do with the rainforest?
the rainforest.
Yeah, the Amazon.
Yes. And
If you shop at tcgte.com/Amazon, those proceeds go to saving the rainforest.
it's not true.
Yeah, it's
You can
absolutely
get us
true.
in trouble for even.
It's absolutely true. That's where 100% of the money will go to.
You can also go to patreon.com/complete guide for our Patreon, where
Yeah, and that goes to the Make-A-Wish Foundation.
right now we are doing Books of Podcasts. We're reading The Island of Dr. Moreau. I'm reading it. Tim's listening to me tell him all about it. There's beastmen. There's swine fellows. There's everything. Any closing thoughts about dips, Tim?
Tom, just let the record show that I am a man who loves dip.
Okay. That's it. This isn't the record. I mean, I guess it is a record.
Yeah.
You didn't need to call it out, though. Everybody got the gist that you like dip.
Yeah, we're going to press this onto vinyl, a vinyl record.
It's too long for a vinyl. Had to be a long play or extended play.
You don't know what those mean. It'll be a double. It'll be a double album. It's only it's 70 minutes.
Okay.
Records are that long.
All right. Now you're right. Then we will press it on vinyl. See you next week.
That was a HeadGum podcast.